had different receivers step up at different times. How valuable is that, having more than just one or two guys to go to?
Oh yeah, it's very valuable. I think we have a bunch of options and a bunch of guys that can get open and make plays. The key for us is to always get the ball into the hands of the right guy, depending on what the defense shows us. So I'm very impressed with just how our guys are responding and making plays out there.
Looked like you guys had a big effort in training camp to get the ball to Trey Tucker, and obviously we saw the results on Sunday. How do you feel about that relationship continuing to grow?
Yeah, I think our relationship is growing. As I've said all along, I really think highly of Trey. I think he can do a lot of great things. Obviously, we're all about winning here, and so statistics and all that, like, it's an afterthought. But I thought he had a really good game. I thought he played tough throughout the game, and really gave us a shot to move the chains and get some points. But like I said, man, we got to do a better job all around.
Brock said after the game he's somewhat frustrated with his body and everything that's happening. When you're an athlete at your level, like, how difficult it is when your body doesn't react to how it usually does, and can you see that from him, a little frustration? How difficult is that as an athlete?
Yeah, I haven't seen any frustration from him. I think if he does have frustration, I think it's internal. He's done a good job of keeping it internal. Obviously, he's toughing through some things, and he's playing really well. I think he's still moving the same as from what I can see, and really we just got to get him the ball. We got to find ways to get him the ball and get him more involved so he can really feel good about what he's doing. He's playing the same as I've seen. I haven't talked to him about any of that, so I haven't heard any of that. But I think, like I said, I think very highly of Brock. I think he's best tight end in the league, and it's my job to get him the ball and make sure that he is on point.
Is it difficult when you're an athlete at your level when your body doesn't respond because you want to do something so badly?
Yeah, anytime you're not performing to your maximum capabilities, I think you're going to always try to find it. You're going to try to find that and try to seek it. But to me, like I said, from what I've seen, I think he's doing a great job, and I think we just all have to do a better job of keeping him involved, getting him involved, and then obviously doing a better job as a whole.
Geno, what have you thought of Ashton Genty's learning curve in the NFL and how he's progressing through that?
I think he's right where he needs to be, man. I think we have to help him. It's my job to help him. I hate that, obviously, he's going to put a lot of pressure on himself, but he's not out there alone. It's 10 other guys out there that got to do their jobs and help him. And so, I take great responsibility in making sure that Ashton is, first of all, in the right headspace, which he is, and also, he's got the ability to go out there and make plays. And so I got to make checks, put him in position to go out there and make plays. I got to do a better job to make sure that, he's out there showing us what he can do, because when he gets in the open field, man, he's hard to stop. So we just got to get him into some more space and allow him to do his thing.
As a leader of the team, how do you make sure that all the guys in the locker room don't get frustrated by a loss like you saw on Sunday, and stay in the right headspace and go forward?
Yeah, I think we have great leadership in this locker room. I think we have a great coaching staff and a bunch of guys that are really just focused on getting better every single day. And I think if you take that your approach to it, if you just focus on getting better, you block out the outside noise, you don't think about expectations, because that could be to your detriment. You have a shot to do some great things. I think for everyone in this locker room, we're just focusing on this next game and how can we get better today in practice, first of all, and then go into the next game with the right mindset, execute our game plan the way that we know how, and get this thing done.
You guys all good?
Geno, what are you seeing on camera from the Bears?
Yeah, really stout defense, man. Really tough up front. 6'5" guys across the board on the D-line. Mike linebacker with Tremaine Edmonds, who I think is a great player. I think he's one of the best middle linebackers in the game. They got great corners, safeties. Kevin Byard, a guy who's been perennial All-Pro, has made a lot of plays in his career, and they're extremely smart. They play hard. NFL defense. Another chance for us to go out there and prove ourselves.
Cool.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you.